Welcome back to Blender Tutorials for You. My name is Jeff and I'll be here helping us guide us through on making this beautiful scene. Let's get into it. So first off, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to delete our our light and our camera here. And I'm just going to hit X and delete. Now I'm going to grab this cube and I'm going to scale it along the Z. Bring it right down. Let's scale it up a bit too. Scale it down to the Z again. And I'm going to actually go right ahead into making a material for this. So with the object selected, I just went into tab mode there. And the material, we're going to make this a earthy color. So we're going to go with a little bit of a dark brown there. And I like that. Next, we're going to do another one. So actually, what I'm going to do is Shift D this, bring it up on the Z, bring it right above it. And I'm going to change the material here. Something similar, just something a little bit lighter. So we're going to go a little bit of a lighter brown on that piece there. So we have this cube here and this cube here. This I can actually just remove that because these are two separate. So if we go into material preview, you'll be able to see that these are two different colors. Now I'm going to add one more layer on top of this. So I'm going to Shift D this on the Z and bring it just above it. I'm just going to change this one and I'm just going to add a new material here, new, and we're going to make this green for grass. I'm just going to remove that one. And there we have it, our 3 layers. Alright, now let's get creating. What we're going to first do here is we're going to do Shift A, mesh to a plane. I'm going to grab this plane up top over here, and we're just going to scale it up a little bit. Let's tab into edit mode. We'll right click and hit subdivide. We're going to do a total of 20 cuts. Then we're just going to scale this to about there. Grab this on the Z. We're going to hit O for proportional editing. Proportional editing is a very useful tool. I'll show you how it works. Let's say if I want to bring this mountainous effect up, and if I hit G and Z, just grabbing the 1 and pulling it up, or if I didn't have proportional editing on, it would just grab the 1. But if I have proportional editing on, it'll grab what's around it, and you can use your wheel to kind of increase and decrease all that. But before we do that, I'm going to select everything. I'm going to go Control T, and I'm going to triangulate these to get more of a low poly looking effect. So now I'm going to grab this on the Z, and I'm going to scale it up a little bit, just like so. Alright, and with our mountain looking more like a mountain here, now we are just going to add some color to it. So I'm going to hit A, and we're going to go into materials. We're going to add a few of them. So I'm going to add a new material here, and we are going to make this more rocky colored. Kind of like that. Perfect. Now I'm just going to grab these along the Z, just kind of move them inwards a little bit. And I'm going to top view here. I'm just going to move it over in the corner. No, you know what? Let's move it into the back side area. I think that looks good. Scale this on the Y and bring it out, and I think that would make it look really nice. So all we're going to do now is we're just going to hit C, and C will just allow us just to grab faces and vertices better. I'm going to actually switch this to faces. And I'm just going to grab, I'm going to go a little bit smaller on my mouse wheel here. I'm just going to grab a few around here, maybe a couple splotches over here. And I think that looks not bad. And we're just going to add another material here, and it'll just be a white material for the snowy effect. And you know what? I think I might grab a couple of those there just to kind of fill it in a little bit, right? A couple on the back here too. And we're just going to assign. Here you go. Now we have some mountains in the back. This here doesn't really look too great, so I'm just actually going to grab those there, and we're just going to make those ones the color. Alright, I think that looks not too shabby. So now I'm just going to tab into object mode, and I'm going to shift A, and then we're going to bring in a cube. This cube is just going to go sit up right over here, and I'm going to bring it down a little bit over here, yeah. Bring that, you don't want it too far down, you don't want it too far up, so we're just going to bring it right about there. And now we're going to scale it on the Y to bring it out. Now we're going to add a modifier to this. We're going to go into the Boolean. So Boolean. And we're going to take our object to be, that'll be cube 3. And then when I hide that, you can see that it's a straight path that's been cut out. What we're going to actually do is we're going to actually modify the cube a little bit here. So I'm actually going to unhide that. So I'll take this out, and I'm just going to add a few loop cuts to this. So Control R, let's do about there. And now I'm just going to pull out a couple of these edges here. So I'm going to hit 2, I'm going to pull that, Shift, hold that, and Shift, hold that. And I'm just going to grab these along the X. I'm just going to pull it out a little bit, kind of like so. And same with the other side. Let's go a couple more here. So we'll pull that 1, 2, 3, and we'll pull the end. And we can grab those along the X and pull it out as well, to give it more of like a wavy looking effect, right? So tab and hide, and now you have more of a wavy effect there. So now we're just going to go in and add in our water there. So I'm going to go Shift A, Mesh, and we're going to do a plane. And with this plane, we're just going to bring it up on the Z, and we're going to put it right in the water. So it'll be right about here, and grab it on the Z again, right there. And then we're just going to scale it on the Y and go all the way through. Make it a little bit shorter. We're going to probably have our camera in around over here or there. I can see this here. Just going to grab that on the Z, bring it in more, which means I'm going to have to fix up these faces. So let's actually do that now. Oops. And we're just going to reassign those. All right. And going back to the plane here, now I'm just going to scale this on the X and grab it on the X. Doesn't need to be perfect. You don't want it to look too silly like it does over here, right? What we're going to do here is we're going to grab the edge, and we're just going to extrude that on the Z and bring it down. We're going to go right ahead and give this a material. So we're going to hit New Material, and this will be for the blue water. So we're going to go and give it a nice blue water look. I'm also going to make this a little bit shinier, kind of like water. So to make a water, we're just going to go into this view over here, go into Shader Editor. Let me just turn that off. So from here, I'm just going to move this over. I'm just going to do a Shift A, and I'm going to find a shader, Mix Shader. Right there. Pop it in there. And now we're just going to attach a glass shader to the bottom shader. We're going to add in another mix shader. Pop it in there. And needs a little bit more reflection. We're going to add in a glossy shader. We're going to plug that into the bottom. We're just going to also do the FAC, move it down. Let's move it down to about and yeah, that's all we have for this one. I'm just going to go ahead and close this now and work back on our main scene. And now let's add in a couple trees. I'm going to go Shift A, Mesh icosphere. We're going to grab this icosphere and we're going to move it up top. I'm going to tab into edit mode and I'm going to focus on this. And I'm just going to grab the bottom face. So 1, 2. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's go into wireframe mode. This one, and that one. Now we're going to extrude. We're going to scale it in a bit, extrude along the Z. Now I'm going to add a new material, green, to make it look like a tree. Add this along the Z of these 4, 5. And I'm going to add a new material. It will be brown. And the sign. Let's scale it down. Oops. Yeah, let's scale it down. I'm going to bring it right down into the ground like so. So I'll go to top view. I'm going to shift D, Y. I'm going to shift D. Just start placing them. And I think that looks pretty good. So from here we are just going to look at our camera view. Oh, you know what? This needs a modifier on it. This needs a solidify. Let's give it a solidify just to make it a wee bit thicker. Because now I can grab this on the Z and bring it up a little bit closer. And then it doesn't look so crazy. Okay, I like that. You have to grab it along the Z and bring it up just a little bit. With that, I guess we will be done here. And there you have it, your very own little island looking thingy. It looks pretty nice. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, have a great day.